Good morning, students. Welcome to today's class. Today, we are going to learn about one more technique in algorithm subject, that is branch and bound. So, in the last class, we learned about the backtracking technique. In backtracking, we saw four problems. Um, so, we learned how to solve a problem using backtracking. Now, this is a different technique. It is called as branch and bound. In the syllabus copy, it's been mistakenly typed as a program and bound. Make the corrections, it is branch and bound. And in that, we are going to look at three problems. Today, we will see one problem, the assignment problem. So first, we'll understand what is meant by branch and bound. Then later, we'll go for the assignment problem. Points related with branch and bound. Branch and bound technique is applied for optimization problems. So here, once again, the optimization comes into picture. So we have learned this in a greedy method. Greedy method uh, is used to solve the optimization problems. The optimization problem may be either maximization problem or minimization problem. Some problems need the optimal value to be a minimum one. Some problem needs the optimal value to be a maximum one. So it depends on the problem. This technique, second point, this technique requires that for every node in the state space tree, there should be a bound on the best value of the objective function. So what this tells us, so once again, we are using the state space tree to solve the branch and bound problems. So every node in the state space tree, for every node, there should be a bound. Bound means it may be a upper bound or a lower bound. Upper bound means the value cannot exceed the upper bound value. Lower bound means the value cannot go below the lower bound value. The node is non-promising. The node is non-promising if the bound value is not better than the best solution seen so far. So we have learned in the previous backtracking method that there are two types of nodes. One is promising node, other one is non-promising. So what is promising? Promising means if the node leads to solution, then we call it as promising node and we continue with that node. And what is non-promising? If the node doesn't lead to any solution, we call it as non-promising node, and this we don't use the node any further. We will terminate the node. Okay, so the node is non-promising if the bound value is not better than the best. If you found if you have found the values for different nodes, then if you find that it is not better than the best solution that you have seen so far, then you will consider that node as a non-promising node. So this is some basic about the branch and bound. So one thing to remember is we have to make use of the state space trees. The second point is we have to make use of the upper bound or the lower bound. Upper bound is used for maximization problems and lower bound is used for minimization problems. You have to remember these things. Okay, and this branch and bound technique is applied for optimization problems. Let us consider one problem, assignment problem. We have already seen this problem in dynamic programming. So where the where the jobs are assigned, where the jobs are processed within the given deadline. So that is one variant of the problem. So here, the another variant of the problem is here also the job assignment is done, but here deadlines are not given. Instead, the cost incurred for doing that job by a person is being considered. If you look at the matrix, first look at the first point. Problem is to assign n people to n jobs. There will be n number of people and n number of jobs will be there. For example, in this diagram, there are 4 persons and 4 jobs. So that the total cost of the assignment is as small as possible. The task is you're supposed to allot or you're supposed to assign the jobs for the persons so that the cost is as small as possible. That means this is an optimization problem. Specifically, it is a minimization problem because we are minimizing the cost. So that is what you should first understand. So what type of problem it is, either minimization or maximization. So the assignment problem comes under minimization problem. Now, so this C is a cost matrix. C is the cost matrix which gives the cost incurred for different jobs by each person. For example, what the first row tells is person A can do the job number 1 using at a cost of 9, job number 2 at a cost of 2, job number 3 at a cost of 7, job number 4 at a cost of 8. So similarly for B, person C and person D. Now the problem is you have to allot these jobs so that uh, the job is allotted to each person. Every person should get the job, and same job should not be allotted to two different persons. Okay, so different jobs have to be allotted. So that is the task, and that those are the constraints that are to be followed. Now, first, since it is a minimization problem, the first thing is we have to identify what is the lower bound for this problem. What is the lower bound for this problem? So how to identify the lower bound? In each row, see which is the minimum cost job. So person, this is per 2 is the minimum cost here, 2, and here in the next row it is 3. Person B can do at a cost 3, and person C's cost is 1, and person D's minimum cost is 4. That is 2, 3, 1, 4. So lower bound is 2 plus 3 plus 1 plus 4 is equal to 10. So what this 10 tells, lower bound 10 tells is you cannot find a solution for this problem with a cost which is lesser than 10. Okay, you cannot find the solution for this problem with a cost which is lesser than this 10. So that is what is called as lower bound of the problem. Okay, now what we have done, person A is doing job number 2, person B is doing job number 3, person C is also doing job number 3. It is not allowed, but since we are considering the minimum from each rows, we are considering the same value from the uh, two values from the same column. Okay, and person D's job is doing job number 4. So together we add, we get 10. So now we got the lower bound for this problem. The lower bound is 10. The first step is you have to calculate the lower bound. How to calculate the lower bound? In each row, see which value is minimum, which cost is minimum, and add all the costs. So from the row number 1, 2 is minimum. From row number 2, 3 is minimum. From row number 3, 1 is minimum. From row number 4, 4 is minimum. So you will get the lower bound for this problem. Next. So this is how a state space tree looks. We'll show how to solve this. Just have a look at this tree. So the root node starts from 0. Root node starts from 0, and every level corresponds to each person's in the table. This is person A. This is person A is allotted with job number 1. Person A allotted with job number 2, job number 3, as well as job number 4. So this is how the first level corresponds to person A. The second level corresponds to person B. The third level corresponds to person C, and the fourth level corresponds to person D. Yeah, this is the worksheet. So I'll show using the worksheet how to solve this problem. Please take a pen and paper so that you can follow me. This is the given job. 4 number of jobs are given, and these are the 4 persons, person A, B, C, and D. Same problem what you have seen in the PPT, I have copied here. And these are the cost associated. Now, the lower bound, let us calculate the lower bound. So once we have seen how to calculate the lower bound, for node number 0, it is you have to calculate the minimum from all the rows, 2, 3, 1, and 4. That is equal to 10. That means node number 0, that is a root node, will have the lower bound of 10. Okay. Next. What we'll do is we have to write a node like this. The node contains 2 parts. The root node contains a message called as start, and the lower box contains the lower bound value. LB is equal to 10. So this is for node number 0. So this 0 indicates that this is the 0th node. Okay. Now we have to move to the next level, the level number 1. So in level number 1, we have to assign the jobs for person A. Level 1 corresponds to person A. So what I'll do is I create, so how many, for example, if you see this table matrix, I'm allotting for person A. How many options are there for person A? Person A can be allotted with any of these 4 options, because the jobs, none of the 4 jobs are allotted to any of these persons. Okay, person A is the first person and he has 4 options for allotting him the jobs. So he can be allotted with any of these 4 jobs. That means he has 4 options. We'll give the node number starting from the left hand side. And in place of start, now you are assigning the job for person A. So we are supposed to write the options, 4 options for the person A. So A is 1 here. A is 2, that means A is allotted with job number 2, second option. A is allotted with job number 3, the third option. A is allotted with job number 4, the fourth option. Now below that we have lower bounds. We have to calculate that. We'll keep them blank. So these things are done. Draw the branches of the tree. Now we have to calculate the lower bound for node number 1. So what is node number 1? A is allotted with job number 1. So let us go to this matrix. A is allotted, person A is allotted with job number 1. So this means what? A is allotted with job number 1 at a cost of 9. Then how to calculate the lower bound for this? So it is for node number 1, the lower bound. So allotted job is at with a cost of 9. So 9 we have to write. Remaining is we have to consider the minimum from the remaining. Minimum from job for person B. You have to leave the job number 1 column because it is already allotted to person A. Person A is already allotted with job number 1. You cannot consider the remaining the cost of job number 1. Person B. Person B is allotted with 3. The minimum is 3. Person C is 1. Person D is with 4. That means 3 plus 1 plus 4. 9 plus 3 plus 1 plus 4. So what it gives? It is 12. 12 plus 4, 16 plus 1, 17. Node number 1's lower bound is 17. Next, next option. A is allotted with job number 2. A is allotted with job number 2, this node. Okay. Now, when you allot with this, now what are the different options for the rest of the others? So job number 2 should not be allotted to any of the persons. So 2, write it as 2. 2 plus, because 2 is the cost of job number 2 for person A. 2 plus, what is the minimum for person B? 6, 3, 7. 3 is minimum. For person C, 5, 1, 8. 518 means 1 is minimum. Person D, 794, 4 is minimum. So what is the answer? 2 plus 3, 5, 5 plus 1, 6, 6 plus 4 is 10. Node number 2 is 10. The lower bound for node number 2, we got it as 10. For node number 3, node number 3 means A is allotted with job 3. A is allotted with job number 3, that is 7 you have to consider. Plus 7, job number 3 is 7. So 7 plus, what about B, the minimum? 6, 4 and 7. Don't consider the third column because it is allotted for person A. In the remaining, the minimum 4, 4 is minimum. And for person C, 5, 8, 8, 5 is minimum. And for person D, 7, 6, 4, 4 is minimum. The total, 7 plus 4, 11, 11 plus 9 is 20. So node 3, we will get the value of 20. Node 4. What is node 4? Node 4 tells that you are assigning job number 4 for person A. Job number 4 is 8. Cost is 8. Write that. And from the remaining, for the remaining persons, choose the minimum. So 3 is minimum, 1 is minimum, and 6 is minimum. 3 plus 1 plus 6. From each row, leave this fourth column. And in the first 3 columns, which is minimum in each row, you have to take 3 is minimum, 1 is minimum, and 6 is minimum. 3 plus 1 plus 6. 6 plus 4, 10, and 10 plus 8 is 18. The cost is 18. Now we have calculated for person A with all 4 options. We have got 17, 10, 20, and 18. I'll once verify that. 17, 10, 20, and 18. Yes, it is correct. Okay. Next. Now what we are supposed to do. So this is the completion of the first level, level number 1. Once you complete the level number 1, now you check all the leaf nodes. So as you complete one level, it may be any level. As you complete any level, you verify the values in the leaf nodes. So which are the leaf nodes? 1, 2, 3, and 4 are the leaf nodes. In 1, 2, 3, and 4, which is having the minimum lower bound. The lower bound that is having the minimum lower bound node is node number 2. That means this is the promising solution, and the rest of the nodes may considered as infeasible solutions and not non-promising solutions. They are infeasible solutions. Okay. Why they are considered infeasible, let us see later. So this is a promising solution because it has the lower bound of 10, that is minimum of all the leaf nodes. Now you have to consider this node and you have to move further. Now what it means that? It means that person A is allotted with job number 2, that is fixed. Okay, person A is allotted with job number 2. Now if person A is allotted with job number 2, next what is the next level? Next level corresponds to the person B, isn't it? Next level corresponds to person B. How many options are there for person B? If person A is allotted with job number 2, then person B, how many options person B has? He has 3 options. Either he can be allotted with 1 or 3 or 4, but not with job number 2 because 2 is allotted for person A. So now we'll write 3 notes for this. This is from node number 2. So we will give the node numbers. It is 5, this is 6, and this is 7. Okay. And this is B. The next, this is, since this is the level number 2, it is for person B. B can be allotted with either 1 or 3 or 4. B can be allotted with 1, 3 or 4, but not 2, because 2 is allotted for person A. Now let us calculate. Now let us calculate the lower bound for this. Now B is allotted with 1. You have to keep in mind that A is allotted with 2. Okay, A is allotted with 2. At this step, A is, I'll write this so that it becomes easier for you to track. After this step, A is allotted with 2. Next. Now we have to allot. Now we have to allot for node 5, node 6, node 7. What is for node 5? Node number 5. That means person B is allotted with 1. Job number 1. Person A is allotted with 2. 2 is allotted, and B is allotted with 6. That is 1, job number 1. That means 2 plus 6. It is fixed. 2 plus 6. Then the remaining person C and D can be allotted within these two columns. Okay, within these two columns, which are minimum, 1 is minimum here and 4 is minimum. Equal to 10, 13. 13 as the bound, lower bound. B is allotted with 3. Node number 6. Node number 6, B is allotted with 3. So job number 1, job numbers, person A is allotted with job number, sorry. 2 is for person A. Then for person B, the next option is we are in this node. That means B is allotted with 3. Job number 3. Job number 3 means value is 3 itself. Value is 3 plus. So now leave the second column and third column. Okay, leaving the second column and third column, consider first and fourth column. For person C, 5 is minimum. For person D, 4 is minimum. It is 5 plus 4. 9 plus 5 is equal to 14. So node number 6 value is 14. And come to the 7th node, node number 7, B is allotted with 4. A is allotted with job 2, it is fixed. B is allotted, job 2 cost is 4. Okay, it is not job 2 here, it is cost 2. Job 2 and job 2's cost is 2 itself. And person B is allotted with 4. Okay, 7. Cost is 7 plus. That means second column and fourth column are used. Now you are supposed to use this first and third column. For person C, it is 1 is minimum. For person D, 7 is minimum out of 7 and 9. So 1 plus 7. 1 plus 7 is equal to, how much you get? 14 plus 3, 17. You will get 17. Okay, so this is the end of the second level. So after this level, now what you are supposed to do is you have to check the values of the leaf nodes, not just these 3. There are still 3 more leaf nodes. So this is one leaf node, this is the second one, this is one more. This is also A is equal to 1. Node number 1 is also a leaf node. Node number 3 is also a leaf node. Node number 4 is also a leaf node. So you have to consider the lower bounds of all these leaf nodes and you have to check which is minimum. So if you compare all this, you will come to a decision that this is minimum. Lower bound is equal to 13 is minimum. Okay, now you continue with this. Consider this as a promising solution and you continue with this. Okay, I'll check the values once, 13, 14 and 17. 14 and 17, yes, it is true. Now, so B is allotted with 1. I'll write here. B is allotted with job number 1. Next, so A is allotted, B is allotted. How many options are there for C for the next level? C has only 2 options because 2 jobs are already allotted. So job 2 is also allotted, job 1 is also allotted. So C has only 2 options, 3 and 4. This node will have 2 children. Node will have 2 children. One is this is node number 8 and this is node number 9. Okay, next. This is for third level is for next person, that is person C. So A is allotted with job number 2, B is allotted with 1. The remaining options for C are 3 and 4. Only 2 options left. Now calculate the new lower bounds for this. Get the new lower bound. C is equal to 3. C is allotted with 3. Node number 8. Node 8. C is allotted with 3. So A is equal to 2, B is equal to 1. What is 1 and 2? 2 and 1. 2 is cos 2. Job number 1 is cos 6. 2 plus 6 is common now. 2 plus 6 plus. Now person C is allotted with job number 3. First option, that is 1. Okay, and for person D there are no options, sir. There is only one option. Okay, there is only one option, 4. What is the cost? 13. Similarly for node number 9. What is node number 9? C can be allotted with job number 4. C can be allotted with job number 4. Okay, next. So 2 and 6 is common because 2 is allotted for person A, the 6 cost is allotted for person B, and now for person C, the second option, 8 is allotted. If 8 is allotted, what is allotted for person D? For person D, only 9. This column is free. Okay, that means 8 plus 9. That is equal to 10, 19 and 25. So 13 and 25 is the value for this. Okay, now if you observe this, when C is allotted with 3, what is the only option for D? D's option is only one option. So that you can write here itself. Because there are no other options for D. If C is allotted with 3, the only option left with D is allotted with 4. C is allotted with 3, then D's option is 4. If C is allotted with 3, then D's option is, if C is allotted with 4, then D's option is 3. D can be allotted with 3, isn't it? So this cost is 25, I think. 25. I'll verify once. 13 and 25. Okay, so all are allotted. A is allotted with job number 2, B is allotted with job number 1, C is allotted with job number 3, and D is allotted with job number 4. Now, now you are at the end of the level. Now check. Now check all the leaf nodes once again. Leaf nodes. These two are leaf nodes. These two are leaf nodes, and this one, and this one. Every leaf node you are supposed to check, and whichever leaf node is having the minimum value, you have to consider that. So, which is having the minimum value in this example? This node number 8 is having the minimum value. Now you can continue. You can choose this as the promising solution. If you choose this as a promising solution, can you move further? Is there any thing left in this? No, because all 4 persons are allotted with all the 4 jobs, and the value what you have got is 13. So now you can directly write the result here. What is the result for this? Job 1 is assigned with job number 1. Sorry, A is assigned with job number 2. And B is assigned with job number 1, and C is assigned with job number 3, and D is assigned with job number 4. So what is the solution? At a minimum cost of, this is the solution you should write at the end of the problem. Okay. One thing to note here. So think that if we have found this node, for example, this node as minimum, this node, think that this node is having a value of 12. So if this node is having the value of 12, then what you're supposed to do is, then you have to consider this as the promising solution, and you have to continue further. You have to continue further until you get a optimum solution. Now we are stopping at this point because there are no persons left to allot the jobs. All persons are allotted with the jobs. That is why this we are considering it as promising solution, as well as this is the solution for the problem, and all the other solutions are infeasible solutions. They are infeasible.